his contributions in 1962 in the Kefauver amendments to the Food and Drug Act added academic rigor to the study of drug effects. That stems from his interest in placebo-controlled trials and placebo-controlled placebo response. His work has had an enormous impact on the way clinical studies are conducted, and directly had an impact on the way the FDA requires studies to be done for new drugs to be approved in the United States.
His paper on the placebo response lives as a classic. It's a major contribution to the practice of medicine. It's also a major contribution to the conduct of research involving human subjects. In fact, it lays the ground for our being able to make sense of the use of placebo controls in the evaluation of therapeutic agents, mostly in the evaluation of drugs.
The thing that really stands out for me is that he wanted people to understand how to design a trial. He wanted them to understand the things that could make it possible to misinterpret outcomes, to overinterpret outcomes. He wanted those trials to stand for something that was a high standard within medicine. And he wanted the FDA to do a good job. So he really approached from the point of view of both the working clinician scientist and the agencies that were going to have to ultimately make the decisions on the part of the public.
His strongest legacy, I think, is the thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of students that he's taught or had an impact on over the years.
He was a model more of how to problem solve and how to approach things than he was a model of giving you facts.
Other than Lou, there are very few people who really can bridge the vast divide that exists between those who do research and those who are concerned about and even critical of the research establishment. It really was seen as two, at times, warring camps. Lou tried hard and succeeded remarkably at building a bridge between them.
Human research review boards, in my view, pay all too little attention to the fact that individuals, whether they're patients or healthy volunteers, being asked to participate as research subjects may be confused not only by scientific jargon, but also by such terms as protocol, lesion, and negligence.
I don't think I can recall anybody in my professional life at that stage of eminence that was so concerned about the whole issue of fairness. And when you get somebody like that who is involved in these activities, it can't help but raise the level of what's going on in the institution itself.
I recall the first time I met him being struck by his humility, his openness, his extraordinary generosity. I mean, he really wanted to help. And it wasn't about limousines and red carpets and any kind of perks. It was really about his desire to be part of an organization that he understood the goals of and shared the goals of.
I think his greatest legacy is the care, the professionalism, the humanity that he brought to this organization. I think Lou brought to it the perspective of a whole other world. I mean, we do human services here. We're in the business of helping people. And Lou, coming from the field of healthcare and also being a parent, really combined those two perspectives to bring to us, I think, a very unique and broader vision.
He went to a lot of local community theater productions around the Boston area. He, every year at Christmas time, would take his whole family, all of the children and grandchildren, and buy out 2 rows of tickets at a local community theater and see whatever the production was at the time.
When I had the privilege of being with him with his family, certainly could see the bonds and the respect and the loyalty, the enthusiasm, So he was a rather complete person, and that was another part of the example that he set.
As a dad, he didn't set many firm parental boundaries for us as kids, but he did give us our freedom, and he guided us by his example to find things that we loved and to follow our own dreams. And I'll always be grateful to him for that. I love my dad. We all do. We always will.